somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What is this? This is Tanks and Tuddies, fed by Tubbs and Frankie. We are home from the trip to North Carolina. We'll get into that after Locks and Longshots. Some of it will be highlighted in Locks and Longshots. Wish we had more time. Went by way too fast. That's the moral of the story there. My locks, 9 and 5. Last week I had under 97.5 strokes Saturday at Tega K. That was a loss. I shot a 104. It's Tega. I will always say Tega. Shot a 104. Really tough course. Got some rain in there. I had all the advantage in the world. We were playing. We got paired up with a member of the course. He was a younger kid. He knew what the hell he was talking about, though. I really appreciated him telling me, like, hey, you want to hit a 3-wood here. Do not hit driver or hit an iron. Like, that was awesome. I just couldn't manufacture the shots. I don't think I made a single putt all day, and just a lot of balls OB. I think I lost 5 or 6 balls. So that one was a loss. However, over 13.5 drinks on Friday, that line was terrible. DraftKings glitched on that one. We were smashing drinks. I won't give you the number. We did the tally on Saturday, and I felt god-awful on Saturday. And when we did the tally, it was kind of like, oh, my God, what did I do yesterday? So, sword over there. We'll take the W. I believe we bumped this up to like 15.5 or something after golf, or 16.5. Still sword over. Like, it was not even close. And we didn't even count Fireball. So, there's a lot of birdies on Friday. So that was a W. So 1-1 on the locks. We'll take it. This week, we're hopping on the bandwagon. Miami of Ohio, -7.5 versus UMass tomorrow. We're definitely too late on this one, and there's no chance they cover. But UMass, I don't think is very good. I know that Miami of Ohio kind of struggles versus bad teams. But I just felt like it should have been 15-16 for a team that hasn't lost, right? And there's no way I'm trying to jinx here. I'm not trying to get them to lose so they could possibly miss the tournament, and it could be a talking point for weeks and weeks and weeks. So, yeah, -7.5. Next up, this was a random poll, just needed a lock. It's that time where it's like no research, just do it. Creighton +2.5, -108 versus Seton Hall. Don't know a thing about either team, but it's that time, baby. Welcome to March. Long shots, 4 and 8, still +3.15 units. Way better than Austin. So hopefully you guys are following my picks because his are dog shit. We had under 94.5 strokes Friday at the Tradition, +200. This one had a good chance. I shot a 47 on the front. That could have been even better. I started out with a par. I was pure in everything. This was the first round, mind you. I was pure in everything. The first hole was like beautiful drive, great wedge, 2-putt onto the next hole. And then it went to shit. I was topping the ball. I was slicing the ball. Like, I was slicing wedges. Like, just crazy. That was for like 2 or 3 holes, and then I got back on. I had 2 birdies on the front. Did I have 2 birdies on the front?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah, and then the back 9, I don't know if it was the alcohol or getting grouped up with somebody that was really cool and I lost focus, but the back 9 was bad. I shot a 52. Like, it's not god-awful. It just, like, shoot a 45, you know? So we'll take the L there, lost half a unit. This week, Ludwig Aberg, top 10 +255, half a unit. Didn't watch any golf. We had it on maybe, I don't even think we put golf on once.
I think I might have put it on for a little bit, but
then driving home on Sunday, I didn't even watch
time.
it. But Aberg was up there. He was in the mix. He's playing good golf. Take him top 10 +255. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's it for me. That's it.
I do love the Oberg pick, but
Is it Oberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's Oberg. Not the great with pronunciations, but I'll give that one too, since it's technically a different language. So
yeah, and take a that's just kind of gay. So.
Anyways, my locks 10 and 14, 0 and 3 last week. I thought I was going to play a lot better than I did. I'm not disappointed with my play. I will say Saturday, I ended up shooting a 101 both days. I did not expect the courses to be as tough as they were. I think Friday I was a little more tipsy than I expected to be, and the driver just was not there. So Friday's round felt worse than Saturday's round, but I'm not disappointed with either rounds, if that makes sense. Yeah, 101 on both. So we had under 97 for both days. It was a loss. The irons definitely came around. So I didn't say this last week because I didn't want to tell Jake until he came here. I left you a lot of bones where you could have picked up on it last week, and you didn't. But I did buy new irons before last weekend's round. So it was the first 2 rounds out with the new irons. Definitely improved my play there. I will say that for sure. I've hit some shots that I never would have been able to hit with my other older irons, so I'm happy there. And I think by the end of the year, I think I could be low 90s and maybe breaking 90 a couple times. So we'll see. And then I had the Scottie top 10 Rory top 20 bet that has continually bit me. You cannot make this shit up at this point. Third or fourth week in a row, it does not hit. This time because Rory got injured and withdrew. So I don't know what to say. I'm probably off of this now. And now is probably the time when it'll start hitting. Maybe not this week because Rory's still not feeling great. But yeah, I think I just jinxed them into oblivion. So we'll see. This week, though, I'm going 3 golf and 1 future. We're going to take Colin Morikawa top 20. He's been playing phenomenally. He was also up there this week. I believe he's got in his last 4 events, he's got like a top 20, a top 10, a top tied for 7th, and a win in his last 4 or something like that. He's played well at the Players before. We should mention this is the Players. Yeah, I really like Colin Morikawa. I think he's probably going to be a popular pick this week. I will say, from what I've heard so far, they are really leaning into the let's make the Players the 5th major type of thing. Apparently, the branding is all over the place around the course, at the hotels and everything nearby. And I think that they're going to make the course as difficult as they possibly can this week if they're trying to really lean into the, hey, let's make this the 5th major. What would kill it faster than having somebody shoot 20, 25 under? They want this to be difficult. They want it to be like a major. They're going to make it tough. And I think you're going to get some top players fighting it out. So I'm going to take Colin up there, T20. I am going to take a couple top 40s, Sepp Straka and Jake Knapp. This is strictly, they've been playing well. They're good iron players. I like them in this course setup. So we'll take Jake Knapp, top 40 minus 144, and Sepp Straka, top 40 minus 134. And then for my future, I'm going to take Arizona, final 4 minus 120. I don't have much research on this. Haven't watched a ton of college basketball, but I do know Arizona's been playing really well. It's tough to bet futures for college basketball until you see regions, but I'll go to Arizona, I guess. So long shots, 6 and 23, down 5.73 units. I was really hoping that if I tracked units, it would be better. It's not the case. I've been dead cold on outright winners. I haven't hit one yet, so we're due. Last week, though, we had my money line versus Jake Friday. Lost that one. What did you shoot on Friday?
99.
So I lost by 2 there. And then Saturday, had my money line versus Jake at plus 110. We did hit that for a unit. I could not have read this better. I said, I think Friday you might beat me. I gave myself a little bit longer of a money line. Said you'll be fresh. You've been playing more. First round out for me, I had to break in the game, aka the new irons. That was exactly what happened. And then I said Saturday, I think I might have you just because you don't play as well after a night of drinking, and I think you'll be hungover. That was literally spot on. I could not have nailed that better. It did get interesting when we got to the back 9, and I said, I'll give you plus 2.5 right now for $10. And then you really locked in. And not that I fell apart. There were a couple chances. The biggest thing was on 18. I had an iron shot from about 155 over water onto the green. And I think at that point I was up 2 on the plus 2.5. So I was technically up 4, no, up 5, something like
I
that.
was down. I was down 4 going into the last hole, raw.
Yeah.
So I needed to make up
Um,
2 strokes.
and yeah, I hit a perfect drive down the middle. Jake had a bad drive.
One
And
OB.
then I could have sealed it if I just put my ball on the green and 2-putted for the win. Hit my iron. It was right at the pin. It was kind of tailing right and landed about 3-4 feet in the water. Just barely missed the green. And then it got tight. I dropped. Didn't hit a good wedge shot from short. Left myself quite a bit of room to putt, and I think I 2 or 3 putted from pretty far out to win by 1. So
You skipped the
barely
part
covered the
there.
spread, but did win.
So
The money
me and
line.
Javi went OB in the same spot, and so we dropped together. It wasn't exactly favorable. We were pretty lenient with the drops, and even though it was down to the wire, we weren't, because like I didn't drop in the woods. I would have had to lay up and get out. I gave myself a look at the green. I hit the purest wedge shot I'd ever felt, and I thought my distance was perfect. Mind you, there was like 3 children fishing in the pond that was in play. We had to scream at them 3 or 4 times, like, "Hey, heads up!" And they just kept blowing us off. So at that point, I was like, "Fuck it! If we hit them, we hit them. I don't give a shit." There's literally a sign clearly that says "No fishing." I'm like, "All right, whatever." I pure this 50 degree. It's right at the pin. I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna leave myself like a foot or 2 for par. That's really gonna make this guy sweat." And it ended up going long and off the green, leaving myself a downhill breaker. It was just that right there could have done it, and then it would put even more pressure on your chip. But I had a spot. We had end up. I had like a 25 footer. If I made it, then you would have had to make yours to tie, and I ended up blowing it past the hole. And I think I just picked up. I'm like, yeah, you got it. But you also skipped.
What,
And then I'll let you back
17?
to your long shots, huh?
What was it, number 17 then?
16, I think, was where I hit that. No, yeah, that was 17. You're right. So 17, I'm down like a lot, and I'm like, okay, I need a par basically. And I hit my drive pretty well. It ended up going OB long. You hit your drive down to the right, not OB though. You found it. You punched it out. So I dropped once again, kind of favorable. Had a look at the green, so it was I topped my drive on that hole. I had to drop, and then that one will be. So I was hitting for par. I was 187 away from the pin. I hit the shot of the weekend. I mean, that fucker was pure. Nobody saw it because Javi was down with his ball. The kid
I was
was
down by the
doing
creek.
whatever. You were down in the creek punching out. I put that thing to like 2 foot, tap in bogey. Greatest bogey of the year. And then you got up there. I think you had a par putt, but it was long. You ended up 3-putting. So that right there got me right back in the game. So then 18 was interesting again. That was just, I had to mention that shot because I hit that. I was like, oh, that feels great. And then nobody was watching.
Yeah.
So it was a big dog leg right. And I was further than everybody. Nobody fucking saw that thing sit right on it.
Yeah, you went 17, 18. You went bogey double, and I went triple. So
Yeah.
17,
you gave
18.
Me a shot. You gave me a
yeah,
shot.
Yeah. I will say I was on break 90 watch there early on the front or early on the back because I shot 50 on the front, and I was like, all right. And then I opened the back with par, double, par, and I was like, shit, like if I keep playing like this, there's a shot I could break 90. Yeah. And then I followed up with a triple, double, triple to finish. So it was pretty tough. As soon as I looked at it and thought I could maybe break is when it fell apart. So
Sorry, back to your long shots. We'll talk more about the trip here in a second.
Yeah. My other long shot, I had Matt Fitzpatrick outright for a quarter unit, plus 2,200. He finished 41st. I couldn't even tell you what he did. I know he was up in like the top 10 for a little. I think he just played poor on the weekend. So this week, though, I'm going a hole in one on hole 17, obviously the iconic Island Green. Plus 200, I'm going that for half a unit just for fun. FanDuel's running a boost on it for Gronk to hit the green. You can get up to like $100 in bonus bets. So I had to place that. And then I'm going to take Minwoo Lee top 20 at plus 162 for a full unit. He's playing well. He finally figured out his putter the last couple weeks, and he's got very good course history here. I don't think he won it. I think he finished behind Scottie a couple years ago when he won it. So I like Minwoo here. I'm also going to take Bhatia top 30 coming off the win at plus 100 for a full unit. Kind of the same thing. I just like the way he's playing. He's a very good iron hitter. Fits well on this course. And then I'm going to do it. I'm going to take another outright. I'm going to take Scottie at plus 425. This is probably the longest odds we've seen for him as a favorite in quite a while. Plus 425 doesn't happen very often. He is switching drivers this week, if you were not paying attention to golf at all. He's not been playing well. That's just a fact. Apparently, he was out on the driving range this week, testing out a ton of drivers. He's going back to his old driver. Maybe that's some good luck. I don't really know. I will place 3/4 of a unit on Scottie at plus 425. So that's all I got.
I'll wait until after round 1 when he stinks it up. Then I'll throw $10 on him Friday night.
See, but part of me thinks with how cold he's been, yes, you can say he's due. But I think if he figures out the driver, because I feel like the driver's been a huge issue for him recently. If he just goes back to the old driver that he's comfortable with, same one that he was using last year when he won all these events, he's going to a course that is literally the best fit for Scottie. Like, this is prime course for Scottie to win at. And now you're going to give him his old driver that he's won a ton with. Like, I don't know. There's obviously the chance that he just shits it early like he has in the past couple rounds. And then you do you and you grab him live and he wins outright anyways and you get better odds than I do. That's fine. I'm just going to take it right away.
All right. North Carolina recap. I'm going to try to not take too long here. We covered a lot of the golf. There's only a couple things we got to mention, but we'll start with it on Thursday. So wake up, pumped up. The fastest I've gotten up from an alarm at like 5 a.m. I don't remember what time it was. Shower, breakfast, last minute packing, whatever. Drive to Toledo, no problems there. Get to Toledo, scoop up Javi, all good there. By the way, not to brag, but I drove the whole way to North Carolina myself and back. So that was 12 and a half hours both ways. No big deal. Honestly, like never really, like I was kind of tired on the way down, but I had Javi with me. And then on the way back from Toledo after dropping him off, like it was fine. I think because the sun went down so much later. I got a little bit more sleep on Saturday night too, which was good. But yeah, so we get down, drove through the mountains, did the whole 9, nothing really crazy. Then we got to North Carolina. We made a pit stop. We had to take a piss. We had to grab an energy drink. We take a piss, and then we grab we stopped at the liquor store, got some fireball shooters. Then we kept driving. Like, mind you, no traffic this whole drive. Like, none. And I could see it coming on the map. I could see, we're going to hit something here near Charlotte. I think it was Lake Norman, right? We get up to it, and I'm like, I was on, like, my tank of gas was damn near gone. I think I had like 70 miles left. I like to fill up by 50 because when it hits 50, it just says low, and you have no idea when it's going to run out. So I was like, we should stop. And then Javi was convincing me to ride it out. Then we're in standstill traffic on this highway. And I'm seeing this express lane thing. And I'm like, everybody's flying through that. Can I just take that? And I was like, you got to pay for it. I don't want to take the express lane. It's all good. So then we're sitting there. We've like barely moved. I'm like, man, I got to get gas. So we exit. And then the maps ended up flipping, telling me to exit and go down some back roads, whatever. Stop at a gas station, fill up, take those back roads, kind of backed up because everybody did the same thing. No big deal. Get back on the highway, we're cruising now, right? We're going, 60, 65, still some traffic. I'm just in cruise control mode because we're only half an hour away. I'm not in a rush. Then we get into Charlotte, and we're still cruising. Some stop and go, but we're good, right? And I'm about, 5-6 miles from the exit for your place, and I'm seeing that my exit's on the left side, but I'm like, wait, that's the express lane. Like, do I have to be in that? I'm like, no, because they wouldn't make you pay to exit. That'd be just dumb. And it was like, mind you, it was like $7. And then it had a note that it was more if they have to mail it to you. They'd have to mail it to me because I don't freaking live there. So I'm like, what? Why would I have to pay to exit? I'm not hopping in there. Maybe it opens up. Like maybe the express lane ends real quick. Maybe it's a popular exit. I don't know. Then we get up there. We're about half a mile away. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Like, I have to pay to exit. Are you kidding me? I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I don't exit. And I see it. And it's blocked off. Like, this express lane has little, posts or whatever. So you can't get in there. It's blocked off. And I see my exit. I'm like, they really make you pay to exit in this fucking city? I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So we drive our extra 2.5 miles to get up the way and turn around and blah, blah, blah. Anywho, I digress. I just had to get that one out. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, making you pay to exit. And I think I told it to everybody there that I talked to. Who did I talk to? The Uber driver, you guys, obviously. Who else?
Austin the golfer from...
Austin the golfer, yep. And I think that was it. I don't think I said it to that kid because he wouldn't have cared. But anywho, I just had to get that one off my chest. So we got there. We had dinner. Wonderful dinner. Shout out to you guys. Great host, by the way. Just so much food, good drinks, like good food too. Like made breakfast for us, made us dinner. Like no complaints about the stay. So yeah, had dinner. Caught up for a little bit, then had some drinks. Went out to the fire pit. That was sweet. And yeah, it was pretty much bedtime after that. And then Saturday we did the golf. Am I missing anything from Saturday's golf? Nothing insane.
Did you just skip Friday completely?
Huh?
You just skip Friday completely?
I'm talking about Friday. Did I say Saturday? I'm talking about Friday's golf.
Yeah.
So then we get done with golf and we went to Jersey Mike's. Oh man, that shit.
We should mention golf on Friday. Javi's had one birdie his entire life.
Yep.
Gets 2 birdies on the front 9.
Yep. And one of them was a sculled pitching wedge. No, sculled sand wedge. I'm sorry. If he hit it clean, he would have been 15 yards short of the green. He sculled it, it somehow stopped, and he drained it was like a 20-foot putt.
Yeah, 20, 30-foot putt.
And then on 9, the next hole, they were back to back. It's a par 5. Me and him both have a birdie putt. I go first. I drain it. I go up there, I grab my ball, I turn around, he's literally putting. And he fucking snails it too. We were basically even. It was like a 40-footer. And I'm like, dude, stealing my thunder. What the hell? Meanwhile, Austin's over on the tee box for number 1, hitting a wedge over to the green. Yeah, so that was hilarious. But yeah, then had dinner, or I guess lunch actually. Yeah, lunch, Jersey Mike's. Went back. That nap, I think, was crucial. That was huge for me. Took a big fat nap, got up, showered. Then we went out on the town. We hit a bunch of bars. Had dinner at the MSU bar there. Kind of sucks that it was during spring break though. It wasn't dead. I mean, the bars weren't dead. You should see a Lansing bar on Fridays, like they're dead. But yeah, not exactly bumping for the college bars we thought we were going to. But yeah, it was a great time. And then Saturday, I woke up feeling about as bad as you can feel at my age. Like, it was terrible because it wasn't just like, oh, I have a headache, I'm hungover. It was like nauseous, like, oh, I feel sick. We had a wonderful breakfast. I fed some ducks while we waited. That didn't do me right. I had a Coke. That didn't do anything. We went back, showered, and then, am I missing something?
I don't think so.
No, pretty much just hung out till we had to shower and go to golf, right? Or we didn't even shower, just hung out till golf. Went to the golf course. That car ride, I told Javi, I don't know if I told you, I was feeling so sick on that car ride. It was like 35 minutes to take a K. Just feeling terrible. And then I think holes 1 and 2, I did get beer. I got 3 beers and a water. And I'm like, all right, we're going to dip into these beers. That'll help me out. And I was being quite a annoying person for the first 2 holes. I'm like, all right, I'm done complaining about it. I'm just gonna battle and just have fun. So then on hole 3, I cracked into a beer, and I'm like, all right, this is helping. I had a good hole, and then I was back. I had a couple more beers. I still felt not great. Played out that round. Caught a rain shower, which was actually, the way it was looking, it ended up okay.
I was gonna say, it kind of worked out pretty nice.
Yep. It was lucky to only get rained out like twice. Pretty good. And then once there's a sprinkle. Yeah, got that round done, headed back. Then we went to that buffet. That was sweet. Overpaid for a pizza, but it was all right. If I had the chance to go back, I would try the burger joint or the chicken place because that pizza was so expensive for no reason.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we only went to one bar, didn't we? Because we were all.
Yeah, we just went to the Whiskey Warehouse.
Went to the Whiskey Warehouse. That the rooftop was sweet. Some good people watching. A lot of good people watching the whole weekend. That was kind of the main dig. Was, you know, there was a singles event on Friday night that we were kind of watching, and then Saturday a couple drunk folks, and then just a very interesting group of people. But nobody was really drinking, and we all kind of looked at each other. I think Austin's the one that said, he's like, "Do you guys want to go to another bar, stay here, or go home?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good to go." Because
Javi was in a rush to get home on Saturday too.
Yeah, I had 2 beers and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good."
What was favorite bar from the entire weekend?
Bar Pins was good. I told when I was telling Sid about it, I was having trouble remembering bar names, so I'll just have to describe the culture. Pins was good. The one with, I mean, they were all great. Like, I don't know if I can pick a favorite. The rooftop was sweet. I can see the vibes at Gin Mill, and they had good food.
It was dead.
It was dead, but it was good food. Where do we go after Gin Mill? Oh, my favorite was the Golden Tea. That was so much fun. Just hanging out in the corner, ripping some Golden Tea.
The Union, yeah,
oh, man,
like a college bar.
So I'd say that was my favorite, just because that's where, I don't know, that's where I drank the most though, because we were just ripping Golden Tea, and I felt like I was on the course just chugging beers.
We should have arrested you that night, but
yes, I did tell everybody on Friday night that if I switch from beer, I need to be arrested, and I think I finished one of your the rodeo. That place rodeo was my favorite too, because sitting outside, you can hear the music, but we're also watching baseball and able to have a conversation. That was pretty sweet. But yes, I did say I should be arrested, and I ended up drinking the rest of Paige's rubbing alcohol, and I got a bunch of beers, bought some shots. Like, yeah, that's because I knew that if I mix like that, I'm gonna feel like shit on Saturday. And what happened? I felt horrible. If I would have just ripped beer all night, couple shots, that's fine. It's because I had that rubbing alcohol. I drank your high noon. I had a bunch of shots. Like, I didn't follow my own rules. I should have been arrested. But
so I think what we have to do,
rodeo's got to be my favorite. That's got to be my
for
favorite.
June. For June, we got to make sure that you pace yourself for the entire weekend, because I can already guarantee you guys are getting there Thursday. We'll have a small
Wednesday
group
night.
Thursday. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that.
Wednesday.
So we're gonna have a couple drinks probably at our apartment Wednesday night.
Correct.
And then, especially since you guys are flying, you're not driving.
Correct.
Thursday, we'll be drinking all day, but it'll be more chill because we won't have everybody, I'm assuming, until later. And then Friday and Saturdays.
Yeah, I'll do some warm-up rounds here. I'll do some warm-up rounds here in the next couple of weeks and figure out what works for me. Because it used to be beer and Fireball. I'm clear. Uh-oh. Is my Wi-Fi out? I said I was trying to reconnect.
No, I'm still here.
Back to it. So, yeah, then Saturday we got home, and for some reason I'm like, we have to watch Eric Collins highlights. And I don't think anybody knew who it was until I threw it on. That's the Hornets announcer that just is he's the best announcer in the world. There was a bunch that I had never heard. Oh, it was so awesome. And then, Saturday got up, had a beautiful breakfast, packed up, said goodbye. The drive home Sunday was okay. I didn't really feel it. I didn't really feel it till we were cruising. We only stopped twice on the way to Toledo. And then we stopped for Subway for lunch. Subway was delicious. But I didn't really start feeling it till Ohio, because Ohio was back roads. I think we hit some other spring breakers coming back, heading to Michigan, because that's like the only fucking way. We ended up driving through Bowling Green too, and I could see a lot of people exiting. So I'm like, maybe that's it. But that's where I started to feel it. But then the Michigan game started, Michigan MSU. So I plugged that in. I wasn't really watching because I'm driving, but I had it over on the speakers there. So I think that's where I started to cruise. And then we hit Toledo. I drove about half an hour, grabbed some dinner, and just cruised home. I was home at 9:00. Wasn't bad. So all in all, would I do it again? No, because we're coming out 2 more times this year. But sorry, Frankie's distracted me here. But yeah, it was a great time. I'm glad we did it. It was a good time. Good to get a little feel for Charlotte too, so we can have some input for the.
There's so much more we could have shown you guys too. I think that's what sucks is, like, even if you guys would have spent a week here, we probably wouldn't have gotten to everything. But there's so many things I'm like, oh, wish I could have shown you that. Oh, I wish I could have shown you South Park area. I wish I could have shown you the Rocky River area and where the racetrack is. Like,
That's the
there's
thing too,
so
is that
much.
we were only there for 2 full days, and then you're golfing 8 hours minimum on those 2 days. Like I would never not golf. Like it was awesome,
Yeah.
but that takes a lot of time from doing things. So
Yeah.
I think we should talk some free agency though. We bragged enough about our fun trip. I think we start from the top with the craziest one. So Maxx Crosby got traded to the Ravens last week. That was what, Friday that hit for 2 firsts.
Yep.
And then it came out yesterday. The Ravens backed out of the trade. I didn't even know you could do this. I did look into it though. So nothing can be agreed to until today at 5 p.m. Like in paper, done and done. So everything before that is a handshake deal. Things have happened in the past where free agents back out and like some smaller trades back out, but because of the size of this one with how big Crosby is and 2 firsts, it was such a big deal. Everybody's like, why the hell did they do this? And then it was like, oh, he failed his physical. It's like, well, you knew that he had a knee injury, and then his agent came out and said that he's progressing along better than expected and blah, blah, blah. So then I saw a lot of people saying like, this is scumbag behavior from the Ravens. And then today it gets announced that the Ravens signed Trey Hendrickson. So it's looking now like they were doing that while Crosby was visiting. Then they backed out of that to keep their first, and they get a player that's just as good, if not better, because he's not banged up, and Trey Hendrickson.
I saw a TikTok which is not from any, like, it was not from anybody credible. It was just a skit parody TikTok.
Yep.
And part of me is thinking that the Raiders and the Ravens were in cahoots here because the Raiders know that other teams, like there's a ton of interest in Maxx Crosby. So the Raiders trade Maxx Crosby to the Ravens, open up a ton of roster space, go bring in all of these players that they get, biggest one being Tyler Linderbaum for like however, I don't even remember how much it was, but it was a lot of money.
60 million or something for 3 years.
Yeah. And now the Ravens have Maxx Crosby. They cannot afford Tyler Linderbaum. So now they have to go get somebody else. Like that's saying before they traded Maxx Crosby before the Tyler Linderbaum thing. So Raiders trade Maxx Crosby. Ravens like, well, shit, now we don't have money to go get Linderbaum. Raiders say, well, shit, we'll get Linderbaum now that we don't have Maxx Crosby. So then I think is when it flipped and the Ravens were like, well, shit, like if we don't go through with this trade, we can get somebody else for cheaper. Same spot, same thing. And the Raiders are like, well, shit, if this falls out, we know that we'll get our first back. We can go trade him to somebody else, get better picks, aka the Cowboys, who are interested in Maxx Crosby, have better picks than the Ravens. They're like, if Maxx Crosby,
really how it benefits both teams though, because I feel like the Ravens got fucked or the Raiders got fucked because they spent all that money and now they have to lower their asking price on Crosby because they just can't have him because of cap space. So I feel like they got fucked on the deal. I don't see how it benefits both. I think it benefits the Ravens mostly because they had Crosby. They were able to get what's his nuts. Now they have their picks back.
I'll have to send you the TikTok because the one that I watched, I was like, well, shit, this actually makes sense for the Raiders too. I don't know. It's messy.
If you find it, send it to me because I there's probably a world where both are benefited, but it just looks like a scumbag move by the Ravens GM. And there's some stories coming out about how he was a scumbag in the past.
It's like I can't hear you. Okay, now I can hear you, I think.
Okay. There was a story about in the past how that Ravens GM has been a scumbag. I guess he told the Eagles Jair Alexander's healthy, and then they traded for him, and 11 days later he retired. So.
Oh, I sent the video to you last night at 10:16 in our group chat.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. Good segue, though. There are 2 teams I've seen reportedly that called about Maxx Crosby. Do you want to take a guess?
The Cowboys and I'll say the Lions.
Yes, Cowboys and Lions.
Damn, I'm good.
I don't like it. I don't think I want him. Unless the asking price dropped to, if we can get him for 1 first and like a third, I would do it. I would not do it for 2 firsts. The problem
my thinking is I don't. Yeah.
And then it's a dude that, what does he have? A fucking ACL injury?
Is it ACL? I don't remember what it is. My thinking is
if Hutchinson lined up together is awesome, but
together you get one full.
You get one good D end.
Yeah. My thinking is if everybody is like shitting on the Ravens, being like you knew where he was at and like his health is actually fine, I'm not sure that his price is going to go down that much.
I don't know. I saw that the price has dropped, but we won't know that until he's actually traded. Because if they just get 2 first,
I thought the Raiders had a shit ton of roster or like cap space though.
They can still have him on the team. It's just they're like when they got to sign Mendoza and these guys, like it's gonna fuck them. It fucks them more next year than this year, but they can still have him on the team. They don't have to trade him, is what I'm saying basically. But instead of having 40 mil cap space, they're gonna have 12 now that he's back on the team. After everything that they added,
I still think their defense could be nasty.
I don't know about nasty. They made some good ads. The problem is they overpaid for everybody. That's what I was seeing everywhere. Was that they panicked day one, wanted a bunch of signings. They got Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, who's the Michigan guy? Kwity Paye. Like they made some good signings. It's just that they overpaid. But I don't know about defense being nasty. I still don't know who's on their D line. And their corners, I think, are dog shit.
Eric Stokes is pretty good.
I think their secondary's dog shit. One guy ain't gonna do it. But it's interesting. I mean, if Mendoza's good, they'll win some games because they made some moves. Back to my Lions, though. I'm going to try to be quick. I was pissed with Brad Holmes at first, but now I'm seeing the vision a little bit. I mean, we traded Montgomery. You cut Taylor Decker, which I was pissed at first, but now I'm like, okay, he was banged up all last year. He supposedly requested it because he wouldn't restructure his contract, and we were trying to get him to restructure his contract. Who knows how that went. You cut Glass now, which is fine. He was also bad last year and injured. So what we're left with is a lot of holes, though, because you don't know what's going on with Kirby Joseph. Brian Branch is recovering from an ACL. Anzalone left. Amik Robertson left. We have a lot of holes, but we're starting to chip away. Ragnow, replacement, found. Cade Mays from Carolina. He was the 3rd best center. Signed him for way cheaper than Lindenbaum, and I don't remember the other second center, but I saw he was 3rd. Way
Elton
cheaper,
Jenkins.
team-friendly, 3-year, $28 million. Love it. Then they picked up Pacheco, which I love. I mean, he's going to be a 9-10 carries a game guy just to give Gibbs some rest. Dude runs hard as shit. Like, that's going to be fun to watch. I loved him on KC before he got hurt.
It's a lighter, probably faster replacement for Montgomery.
Yeah. But he runs so hard. I saw a stat, too. He was 100% on 1 yard to gain situations last year, getting the first down. He was 85% on 2 yard gains. And then KC, I think 2024, from inside the 5, he had like 8 touchdowns. And then last year, KC didn't give it to him inside the 5. So I'm excited. I mean, 1 year for $1.8 million, yeah, I'll take Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, that's nothing in NFL money.
Yeah.
I was dying for them to do this, and I was getting pissed that it wasn't announced, but it was finally announced this morning. They restructured Goff's deal to free up some cap space. Super friendly for him, too. Sheila Ford wrote him a check for like $40 million this morning rather than paying it out, and so there's no cap hit. So shout out Sheila Ford. She wants to win. She's the one Detroit team that wants to actually fucking win because the goddamn Little Caesars people don't give a shit. So that was good. There were some smaller pickups in there. I mean, we obviously traded for that O-lineman from the Texans. He sucks ass. We signed the O-lineman, which this is a funny story. Signed the O-lineman last year that during, I can't remember, I think it was just during like the joint practices. They had to make the Hutch rule, they called it. Hutch was beating this guy so badly that the refs had to convene and decide, because you can't hit the quarterback, obviously. They had to decide that if Hutch beats him, let the play roll out and Hutch can just tap him. But usually they blew it dead. That's how bad Hutch was beating this guy. So we signed him. So awesome. Hopefully we don't see him play. What was the other one? Yeah. So basically right now I'd love
Rocky
an edge.
Sin.
I would. Oh yeah. Rocky Sin re-signed him. He's kind of dog shit, but
Malcolm.
another guy
Malcolm Rodriguez.
He's only on the team because he was cool during Hard Knocks.
Forgot about the biggest one. You guys got your backup quarterback back.
Yeah. Why are they so allergic to drafting a young quarterback and letting him develop and maybe you get a good situation? Why are we signing 38-year-old Teddy Bridgewater that didn't play football last year because he was coaching a high school team and paying his players to?
Didn't he? I was going to say, didn't he get suspended for something?
He got suspended and then was going to get expelled from being able to coach in whatever city. And then they made a rule that coaches can spend up to a certain amount of dollars to get their players to teams. It was for a good thing. He was paying his players for food and transportation to get to the games, and then they suspended him and fined him. They made a rule. It's called the Teddy Bridgewater clause or something. But yeah, let's
Teddy
bring him back. There's so many the quarterback class obviously this year's dog shit, but go use a 6 on a quarterback. Hey, maybe you'll get something. I don't know. The quarterback class next year though is way better than this year's. So, but what was I gonna say? Still same thing. Go get an edge. Need a corner because we don't is Terran Arnold getting arrested? Is he going to prison? I don't know. You lost to Meek Robertson, so now you're stuck with Rakestraw, who got drafted 2 years ago and hasn't played a snap because he can't stay healthy. And Terran Arnold, you don't know if he's going to play, and you got 2 safeties that you don't know if they're going to play. Nobody knows what's going on with Kirby Joseph, so the defense needs a lot of help. I'm fine with the linebackers, even the D line. I mean, you got Tyleek Williams, Hutch, and then who's that big dude? I can't remember his name. He wasn't very good last year, but he's great 2 years ago. Lynn McNeil. Still got him. So get an edge. And then I just draft a left tackle. Don't sign. I looked at the tackles today because I'm like, who can we get? Don't sign any of these guys. Go draft a left tackle. So that's my Lions report. The window is officially 2 years left. 2 years left. I think Goff's contract is up in 2 years. That's your window because if you re-sign him, he's just going to keep declining. And if you don't, then you're going to get a rookie quarterback that's probably not going to be very good. So you got 2 years. 2 years. Before we get to your Packers, because that'll probably wrap us up, is there any other huge ones that we need to talk about?
So I was just scrolling through. Yeah, Tua got cut. There's some weird ones. I can just go team by team and skip the Packers real quick, and if there's any names that you want to stop and talk about, I'll only read names that I actually know. Okay. Cardinals, Tyler Algier, Kendrick Bourne, Gardner Minshew. They retain Zonovan Knight, whatever. Falcons, Jahan Dotson, Nick Folk, Austin Hooper, Tua. Zacchaeus is back to the Falcons.
Tua made no sense to me to the Dolphins or to the Falcons.
Yeah, I saw another video that was funny. It was like, you guys just want 2 lefties so you don't have to worry about changing the plays so much. Good point. But there's definitely a point in the season that will come where they are both injured.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
And then they tagged Kyle Pitts. Good for Kyle Pitts, I guess. Ravens, Trey Hendrickson. Already talked about that. They also retained Snoop Huntley and Awuzie. Not much there. The Bills traded for DJ Moore. That was kind of an interesting one. They needed a wide receiver. I'm not sure.
Who'd they just
DJ
get
Moore's
today?
Definitely one.
Bradley Chubb.
Bradley Chubb, yep. Kyle Allen, Josh Allen's best friend, is back with the Bills. And then Dawson Knox signed a 3-year deal with them. As a guy who likes Dalton Kincaid, I don't understand why they have such a love for Dawson Knox.
Josh Allen
doesn't make sense
to
me.
That's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably true. Panthers actually made some interesting moves. So they got Jalen Phillips, 4 years, $120 million. That seems like a ton, but Jalen Phillips is really good. Devin Lloyd, John Mechie, irrelevant. And then they retain a couple guys, nothing that interesting. Robert Rochelle, and then Isaiah Simmons. But they Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd are 2 really big upgrades for their defense. Their defense wasn't atrocious last year, so basically if their offense can put it together, they might be decent. And looking at the rest of the division, which we'll get to, I think Panthers to win the South might be the bet this year again. So the Bears unfortunately made some moves. Kobe Bryant, Devin Bush, Contavious, I don't know that name actually. Garrett Bradbury, I don't know that, but that's a center. Traded for him. Outside of that, they didn't do too much, but two pretty big signings in their weakest spot, which was their secondary. Bengals signed Boye Mafe. Browns, Elton Jenkins, and Zion Johnson, an offensive guard. I don't really know. Quincy Williams, also to the Browns. Cowboys traded for Rashawn Gary. That's a big one.
That's about it, yeah.
I'll save that one for my team talk. But Broncos literally have not done shit. I guess they re-signed J.K. Dobbins. And Alex Singleton. That's really it. Lions we talked about. Packers we will talk about. Texans. Texans made some moves. So they got Reed Blankenship, traded for Montgomery, obviously. I don't understand what's up with the Texans and old running backs, but apparently they like them. And then they added... Who was the other one that they added? Oh, they just re-signed Danielle Hunter. Sheldon Rankins was re-signed. I thought they actually made more than they did. Colts made some interesting moves. They signed Arden Key, decent player. And then they retained Alec Pierce and Blake Grupe and Daniel Jones. They traded Michael Pittman to the Steelers. Steelers now have DK and Michael Pittman, which I think is quite possibly the most mid 1-2 punch you could have at wide receiver of all time. Alec Pierce may be a number 1 in Indy, which is like, sure, I guess.
You know what's wild?
Alec Pierce is fun.
And I forgot to mention this with the Lions. Brad Holmes is really good at signing team-friendly deals because J-Mo getting $80 million and Alec Pierce getting $114 is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Good thing we signed all of our guys. Alec Pierce is getting paid more than Amon-Ra, I think. Or maybe just a little bit less. It's insane.
That's crazy. Jags haven't done anything. The Chiefs are probably back. They signed K-Dub, Alohi Gilman, and I don't know, this other guy's D tackles and fullback, so that's kind of irrelevant. Kelsey's back, if that matters. Tyquan Thornton's back, if that matters. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be good this year, but they're set up to be good for a while, I think. They finally figured out that Kareem Hunt was not the move anymore. Raiders, pretty much talked about them. I don't think there's anything to really add to them. They did sign Matt Gay. Weird kicker news. I guess cool. Chargers needed O-linemen. They went out and got O-linemen. Tyler Biadasz and Cole Strange, two pretty good linemen that they signed there. Added Alec Ingold and Charlie Kohler. Not really relevant. Rams traded for Trent McDuffie. That's a good trade. Their defense is already good. It's going to be better. Dolphins signed Malik Willis. That's pretty much it.
Right.
Could not have called that one better. Vikings signed James Pierre, cornerback. I don't know enough about him. I know he's decent. The Patriots, Elijah Vera Tucker, Romeo Dobbs, Kevin Byard, and they retained Tommy DeVito. Didn't know he was a Patriot.
Yeah,
the Saints.
He's their backup, actually.
Yeah, the Saints, interesting moves. So they signed an offensive guard. I don't know who he is, David Edwards. They also signed Travis Etienne. So I'll be interested to see what happens with Kamara. I don't necessarily know if Etienne is an upgrade over Kamara. I mean, I guess age-wise, yes, but like talent-wise, I'm not really sure. Outside of that, they didn't do much. Oh, they did sign Noah Fant as well. The Giants weirdly made some moves. Isaiah Likely, Tremaine Edmonds, Greg Newsome, Patrick Ricard. That's really it, but it's some moves, I guess. Let's see. Jets made a fuck. It's all the bad teams making moves. Jets
They're all
got
spending money.
Joseph Osai. How do you say that?
Osai.
Yeah. Demario Davis, Kingsley Enagbari from the Packers, Nashawn Wright, and those are really all the important ones. They also traded for Minka, and Geno Smith is back to the Jets. Weird storyline there. I don't know if you want to talk about that at all. Potentially the number one overall pick arc with getting Geno Smith if he becomes a starter. So just how it's been going. Eagles didn't do shit until they signed Reek Woolen. Pretty good trade, I guess, or signing, I think.
Apparently he got overpaid too.
1 year up to 15 mil doesn't seem like that much. Steelers. Yeah, Steelers, obviously Pittman, signed Jamel Dean, Rico Dowdle. Do they
Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren would be kind of nice.
Do they just not like having Jalen Warren be the 1-1?
Yeah,
is that what it is? Because like they've never once given him the opportunity to be 1-1. They also signed Darnell Savage, irrelevant. Probably the biggest move I'd say of free agency was the Niners. They signed Mike Evans. Did not see that coming whatsoever. Yeah. Although this is probably the worst possible fit for Mike Evans. He's probably only going to play 4 games before he gets hit with the electric factory across the street. Mm-hmm. So add one of the most injured wide receivers to one of the most injured teams. Probably not a great setup. Seahawks haven't done anything but lose players. See how they recoup in the draft. Bucks sign Anzalone and Kenneth Gainwell. Bucky and Kenneth Gainwell might be fun.
You're forgetting about Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
Kenneth Gainwell's going to be a 3.
I don't know about that. The Titans got a bunch of former Giants. That's really all I could say, which makes sense because their new coach is a former Giant? Is that what it was? Somebody. But like Wandale, Daniel Bellinger, Tommy Townsend, all former Giants going there. Mitch Trubisky signed there. Alontae Taylor, good signing. Not much of importance. And then the Commanders. I didn't know this, but Chigo Okonkwo signed with the Commanders. That should be interesting. Leo Chanel, Odeafwe, Amik Robertson. That's pretty much it. Yeah. That's all I got for any names across the league. Any of those that you wanted to talk about more?
No, I feel like we did when they popped up. I forgot about. That's crazy how much has. I feel like this has been an active free agency because there's a lot I've forgotten already. Like Mike Evans.
100%.
Oh, the Cardinals released Kyler Murray today.
Oh, they did. I did not see that.
Yep, and then the Falcons released Kirk Cousins as well.
Jet.
Kirk Cousins or Kyler Murray?
Both.
Geno got traded to the Jets.
I said that.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
We missed anything else? Yeah, right now it looks like honestly, it looks like the Raiders are the winners.
Yeah, the Raiders by far made the most,
got the most
big moves.
Value / quality. So go ahead and talk about your Packies to wrap us up.
Yeah, the Packers free agency has been pretty much a bust. A lot of it has been more about who we lost than who we've gained. So I guess I'll start with who we've signed. We needed cornerbacks, so we went out and got Benjamin St. Juste for 2 years, 10 mil. He is not good at all. He was on the Commanders secondary, if that says anything. And then we signed Sky Moore. I guess as a
Western Michigan legend.
punt return specialist is what we'll call him. Which I mean, if that's really all he's used for, if he really just becomes a punt return specialist, I'm fine with that. He's better than what we had with Romeo Doubs returning punts. As much as I love Romeo Doubs, he's not a great punt returner. And then I guess our biggest splash was trading for Zaire Franklin from the Colts for Colby Wooden. I really liked Colby Wooden, which kind of sucks, and he was also at a spot where we now have our biggest need, which is defensive line. But I guess getting Zaire Franklin, a vet who has been pretty good. He had a down year last year. Really shores up our linebackers, I guess, especially after losing Enigbari and Quay Walker. We have some depth at linebacker with some young guys that I do like coming up that didn't play a ton this year, but when they did play, they flashed some interesting signs. So I guess we'll see how that goes. The biggest thing was more of our losses, though. Malik Willis, as I expected, signed with the Dolphins. Could not have pictured him anywhere else other than Dolphins. I think Dolphins offense might be interesting again, just with Malik Willis, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. That's like a fun trio out there. And Ollie Gordon, I guess, too. And then we ended up cutting Elton Jenkins. I didn't love it, but it freed up a ton of cap space. He was kind of expected to be cut. I think he ended up signing with the Browns today. He got paid a fuck ton. And then I think I don't want to say that I was shocked, but Rashawn Gary, we traded him to Dallas, like I said, for originally it was said to be a day 3 pick. Ends up being a 4th round pick. I'm not mad about it because it was either we cut him and free up cap space and he gets signed somewhere else for cheap, or somebody is stupid enough to trade for him. I honestly would have been happy with a day 3 to get anything out of him, but making it a 4th, that much better. The Cowboys have to pay a fuck ton for him. Congrats, you guys have him. Quay Walker, lost him to the Raiders. That's whatever. He's become overrated.
Can't lose any more games.
It's true. Quay Walker in Vegas feels like he may not be on the team by the end of the year.
Oh, 100%. He's getting arrested.
Yeah. Romeo Doubs to the Patriots. That is an interesting fit. I actually think Romeo Doubs might become a wide receiver 1 in New England.
Didn't they sign another receiver?
I don't think so. They cut Stephon Diggs.
I just don't see a wide receiver 1 being that small.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a... Yeah, but he's not a wide receiver 1 either. I was going to say kind of like a Josh Downs type of thing. But
yeah, they just have a bunch of like decent receivers.
Yeah. And then our only other... Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think the fit is really well in New England. I don't know how a big helmet will look in the silver and blue, though. We'll see. And then the last one was Kingsley Enigbari. He signed with the Jets. I was kind of hoping we were going to just re-sign him, something small, but he got overpaid quite a bit. So the biggest thing I put on our dock today, created a ton of cap space and got a ton of compensatory picks. And there's not a lot of good free agents left out there. So what's going on here? I seen that we have been linked to... Who's the one in Philly, the linebacker? Fuck. We've been linked to some big names. I don't necessarily know if that means anything.
Philly linebacker.
I think it was Philly. I'm searching X real quick.
I don't even
Actually, everything out.
Linebackers that good. Did you listen to Diana Rossini on Pardon My Take?
Yes. Oh, it's Jalen Carter.
She's been wrong about literally everything.
We've been linked to Jalen Carter. That's what it was. Not linebacker, D line.
Like worth trading for, I feel like.
Yeah.
Zach Bond maybe,
But I mean, we need D tackle. Jalen Carter's out there. We've got a ton of cap space that we could actually afford him. Jalen Carter and Micah Parsons would be pretty lethal. Wait, isn't... No, that was... He spit on Dak. Never mind.
the Rams traded for the Chiefs corner. They just keep saying fuck them
Yep,
picks.
said that too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man.
I could tell you tuned out about halfway through me reading through that list, but
I was kind of tuned in, but I was trying to find some scenarios that I saw for the Lions that excited me, but I couldn't find them.
Yeah. I don't know. My biggest thing with the Packers is we haven't done shit except for create space, and I'm not sure if it's like a, hey, we're going to somewhat take a step back this year and let our young guys grow and then go big next year, because I think most of the compensatory picks are for 2027, or like they will be for 2027. So we should have a ton of picks in 2027.
Is time
which
running
either
out,
is going to...
Jordan Love's turning 28 this year.
That's prime. You reach your prime at 28.
I don't know.
No. I'm excited to see Matthew. Yeah, he's fine. I'm excited to see Matthew Golden step into a potential wide receiver 2 role this year with losing Dobbs.
Wide receiver 3, you mean?
No, I think he jumps over Jaden Reed. I think they keep Jaden Reed as like a slot specialist / end around guy, gadget
I think
guy.
I'm drafting Jaden Reed in every single fantasy football draft I'm going to do, because Christian Watson will be out by week 3 or 4, and then it'll be Jaden Reed.
He was healthy all last year.
The whole year? You played every game?
Well, he was recovering from his ACL tear.
Played every game
at the beginning of the year, and then when he came back, he played every game after he came back. Yes.
So 11 games every game.
Like I said, he was recovering from an ACL for the first 6 weeks.
Every game.
When he was available.
Not exactly how I would call it every game, but maybe that's just me.
Whatever.
He also...
I just want the Packers to make a big move. Get some. We need so much help on defense now. I thought our cornerbacks were bad, and now we need D-line and cornerbacks.
Like, if you traded for AJ Brown, you guys would actually be scary. Like a true, actual number 1.
But our defense won't be good.
Yeah, but like, you guys don't have wide receivers.
Also, so we go out and we get fucking what's his nuts from the Cardinal as our defensive coordinator, and then we said, let's just scrap our entire defense outside of Micah Parsons.
No, you still got Edgerrin Cooper.
Yeah, he's actually good. But
Keyshawn Nixon.
Dude, I wish he wasn't on the team.
Bo Melton. Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, also good. So we have 3 good players.
Yep.
Xavier
Javon
McKinney.
Bullard. Who the hell is...
Somewhat decent.
Javon Bullard.
He has ups and downs.
Former Georgia player.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways.
Works well with Jalen Carter.
If you guys get Jalen Carter, I'll be... He was one of the guys I saw the Lions were in on, but there was... Doesn't he have some drama? Like, he like doesn't play hard or something? Or like, outside of he killed a person in college, but...
Yeah, that's...
Right.
We only get good character guys in Green Bay.
Oh, so you're not going to get Jalen Carter.
He's a good character guy now. That was in college. That was also allegedly.
Technically
not confirmed.
Not college. Technically, he was graduated.
Allegedly.
Technically graduated because football season was done. So technically graduated in my eyes.
Allegedly.
All right, anything else before we wrap?
No, unless you wanted to do a draft.
No, I got to watch an episode of The Traders before Sid goes to bed. We'll bring all that back next week, because we'll have way less to talk about. So we'll get some more of those.
We have to do... No, next week we got to do an MLB preview.
No, we don't.
Yep.
Is it starting? We
do. Opening day is the 25th.
No.
Which is 2 Wednesdays from now.
That was pretty quick. I'm going to have nothing to contribute for that one. So, guys, get ready for me to zone out even worse than I did today. I'm just kidding. I'll be locked in. I'll be locked in. Next Tuesday, though. Next Tuesday. We're recording next Tuesday. Still going to be out Thursday. Doesn't matter for you guys. But
oh, shit.
Have a great weekend. This is Tanks or some Tuddies. We'll see you next week.
Peace.